Hardy, it's the 13th anniversary of the residence. Have there been any lineup changes over the past 13 years?
No, I don't think that would work. I mean, what would you do if you decided not to be a resident anymore? You could go out and start your own, band with no visible members.
I just wondered, because I saw the guy, I thought the skull, there's only 3 eyes and a skull now. I thought maybe you had a new member.
No, that's because it's much sadder than that, An eyeball missing, stolen. Yeah, it's the crime of the century.
And you don't feel compelled to make another eyeball?
Well, eyeballs aren't replaceable. Each one was made for the resident that wore it. And, I mean, if you lose yours, you have to pay the price. And we have someone paying dearly.
Do they ever reveal their identities to musicians that they work with?
You mean like Snakefinger? I think that Snakefinger may have found out at some point. I'm not sure. Actually, I know myself.
It must be difficult for friends and relatives of the band if they're in on the secret. It must be difficult to keep it quiet.
It is. I've heard mothers be sad they can't brag. But they seem to get over it.
Well, there's been many musical fads and fashions come and go since the 1970s. Have the residents been influenced by any of those changes?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think that just a couple of months ago, they discovered Michael Jackson, and they discovered the concept of dance music. And so they've released a new record now, a new single, Kalijah. And to do it, they not only discovered dance music, but they decided that they should take Michael Jackson's rhythm track off of Billie Jean and use that to build a song on. So they did that just by transferring it from a CD digitally to the emulator digitally, and it becomes playable.
Would the residents like to be called a rock band?
They're real mixed on it. Sometimes I think that they're very offended that they would be considered a rock band, but I've seen them also go in record stores and find their records in the rock section and be very happy because they were a rock band, which means that they were acceptable on the mass level. They weren't some esoteric thing. They were a rock band.
Yeah. The residents seem to...
They're not going to like some of the things I'm saying, I can tell already.
They seem to enjoy poking fun at the music business and showbiz in general. That's my impression I get from the residents.
Who couldn't poke fun at it? It's ridiculous. But in a fun sort of way.
Are we ever going to see the faces behind the eyeballs?
I don't know. Probably not. I don't see why anyone would find that as interesting as the way they look now. That it's possible that maybe they could remove the eyeballs and reveal their faces. But if they did, it would probably be like another mask of a face of someone else. I mean, maybe they would just exchange faces or something, but I don't think they'd reveal their own face. Actually, one of the most recent album covers has the picture of 4 very normal people on the cover, partly to use they hired models. They ran an ad in the paper, and they hired models to come in, and the idea was that this was like a new way of concealing your identity, of just hiring someone to stand in and be a face for you.
Are there any women in the lineup?
I could check in the restroom later. I don't really know at the moment.